So I'm gonna explain the thing which is called as strong high, weak high, strong low, weak low. Okay, so these four terms I will be explaining now. So what exactly strong high and weak high is. So if price making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then another higher high, make some sort of liquidity, then make a high, then give a move toward downside. Okay, so this will be a softened. Okay, and this will be the BMS. Okay, so where I will be considering the strong high. This last high will be your strong high. Okay, and here will be the weak high. If price fail to take out the highs and make a low, then give a BMS towards downside. So I will consider this as a weak high. This last high as a weak high. Okay, so this will be a weak high, and this will be a strong high. So where and this for the strong low and weak low, if price making lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, then lower low, then take out the lows and the highs. Please unmute yourself. So it takes out the liquidity and given a BMS towards upside. So we will consider that low move as a stop hunt, this as a BMS, and this low as a weak high, weak low, sorry, strong low. And if, for instance, if price fail to take out this low as well, like if price fail to take out this low, and before taking, no, didn't take in this low and make a lower high, low, lower, high, lower low, lower high, okay, and the low, then a BMS towards upside. So I will call that low as a weak low. So I will probably not look for cells here. I will look for cells here. And I will look for the buys here. Okay. And this low, I will call that as a liquidity. This week low. And same thing, I will at this low, this lower high, I will same thing I will call. I will call that as a liquidity again. So all the weak low and weak high are the liquidity areas. So for understanding the strong highs and strong low, strong high need to take out the some sort of liquidity and give a BMS towards downside. And same thing for a strong low should have to take out the liquidity towards downside and make a move towards the upside. So you see this high has taken out the liquidity and given a BMS towards downside, like the higher high, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, then higher highs, then higher lows, then last higher high, and taken out this low. Same thing again, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower highs, then lower low, and this lower high has been taken out. Okay, so that's how I understand. The weak high, weak low, strong high, strong low. And there is one more thing I call as a QML level. So what exactly QML is? Like you see the square and shoulder pattern. This will be your shoulder. Okay, we will be selling here. So this is you called as a head and shoulder. But in supply demand concept, what happened? Price make higher high, higher low, then another higher low, then higher high, then lower low. So you see, price made higher, price made a higher high, then higher low, then another higher high, then another higher high here, and the lower low. So we will be selling at the previous higher high. So this last higher high will be the QML level, and we have a breaking market structure toward downside. So this is the QML. QML form is quasi model level. Okay, so this is the QML level I have explained. So where we will enter here with the stop loss just above the higher high and targeting the lows. So this is the QML for sales, and the lower highs, lower highs, lower low, then higher high. Okay, so price made lower low, lower high, here, and then another lower low here. Okay, so what happened here? Price made lower low, lower high, lower low, then given a BMS towards downside, and we have a stop hunt here. Okay, so we have a BMS here as well towards downside, and we have a BMS here as well towards downside. So where we will be looking for buys, we will be looking for buys here to target the next high. So the entry will be somewhere around here, and the stop loss will be just below the lower low, targeting the highs. Same thing here. So this is the Quasimodo level we use in supply and demand concept. Okay, so let me explain these things on charts. So as you can see, so I have explained to the cell QML, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, then cells around here. Okay, so we have lower low, lower high, lower low, then high, then the lows. Okay, so we have a QML cell here, and we have a QML cell here. So you see, Same thing here. Price made lower high, then lower low, then higher high, then higher low. So we have a stop hunt here towards the downside, just like this. So we have a BMS here as well, and we have a BMS here as well. So where we will be entering, we will enter here with the stop loss of what's the other side and targeting this low only. Okay, so this will be a sell QML, and as I explained you, the stop on thing, lower low, lower highs, it's the liquidity drop, drops down towards downside. Okay, so same thing pattern here. Market has taken out the liquidity here and given a BMS towards downside. So the point of interest is here at weak high, sorry, strong high. So this will be a strong high, and we will enter here for the sells. So same thing here. You see, price has taken out all of the liquidity and given a breaking market structure towards the downside. So we will look for sells here. Okay, and for the buy QML, you see lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. So we look for buys somewhere around here, target the highs. So we have a stop hunt here, and we have a BMS here. Okay, and same thing as I have explained in weak high, weak low, and strong high things here. So price make lower low, lower highs, lower lows, make some kind of consolidation move, taken out the liquidity and a BMS towards upside. So this will be your strong high. Okay, so that's what happened here. Market comes here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price has taken out the liquidity just like this and given a BMS towards upside. Okay, so what we will do next, we will go on smaller time frame to define the entry zone. So you see, we have a stop hunt here, and please mute your mic, and BMS towards upside. And I have using the candles with fair without fair value, sorry, with fair value gap. So this is the fair value gap here. So which is will be the point of interest for me. This will be the point of interest for me. So I will look for buys somewhere around here, because this is the weak low, as I explained, weak low, and this will be the strong low, as I have explained before to you. Okay, so I will be looking for buys here. So this will be my point of interest for buys on GBP USD and this will be the liquidity area. Okay, and same thing, let me explain you here on this move. Why I will not look for sells here? Just because uh, this high has not taken out the previous high. Okay, so that's why I will not consider this as a good point of interest for seller. If price takes out the high and give a BMS towards downside, so that's where I will look for sells here. But this has not happened here, so I will not look for sells here. For looking for sells, you may always consider those zones which have taken out the liquidity. So this zone has taken out the liquidity and given the sell move towards the downside. Okay, so this has not taken the liquidity, so I will not consider buys here. But if you will go on lower time frame, which is 15-minute time frame, so what happened exactly here? Market makes lower low, lower high, then another lower low, and then made higher high. Okay, so you see, price has taken out the liquidity here and given a BMS towards upside. So where will be all point of interest? This will be all point of interest. So what just happened? I just tapped the block and given a BMS towards upside. And this last high will be our target for the sells. Sorry, for the buys. So that's how it works. So always look for those zones which have taken out the liquidity from previous area. For example, price made this kind of move, low, another, and made a high, the low, then higher high, and low. So you see this high has taken out all the liquidity from all these areas and dropped down towards the downside. So that's how I will consider the zone as a strong high or the strong low. For the sells or buys, same thing for the buys. Price making lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, then low and high. So we have a stock hunt here and BMS towards the downs upside. So this will be our buy. So we will look for buys here, targeting the highs, and we will look for sells here, targeting the lows. So that's how it works. Or and if price didn't made a BMS and given some sort of liquidity move, then drops down towards the downside. So this will always be a weak low, weak high. Same thing in this buys. If price failed to take out the lows and given a BMS towards the upside, so this will also be a weak low. So that's how it is. Okay. So and what makes this zone as more reliable? Because you see this, we have a fair value gap here, fair value gap here. So that's what happens. Market just came here, filled the fair value gap, and tapped down the demand zone and given a move towards the upside. So that's how it works. Okay. So that's for today. Hope you enjoyed the session. I will end it here, and probably I will upload on Zoom. So thanks for watching.